Hello and welcome to the Tarot Share for Serenity and Soul. My name is Io Kirkwood and I am coming to you live from Westminster, Maryland. And we have an event center and a metaphysical store. We are a 501c3 with the mission of connecting community to holistic and metaphysical practices, one product, one service, and one person at a time. So for today's Tarot Share, we're going to be learning about the Suit of Cups. And so what I want to go over first is the events that we have coming up. Of course, the first Tuesday of next month, July, I believe it's the 2nd, is going to be the next Tarot Share. And then we also have on Thursday, this coming Thursday, we have the Traveler's Guide to the Unseen World, Chapter 2. That was a very well-attended talk about subtle energy, and there are lots of interesting devices that he brought to show us how this energy works. And that will be from 6:30 to 8 p.m. on Thursday, June 20th. And then on Monday, June 24th, we are having a Serenity and Soul Solstice Women's Circle, and that's going to be from 6 to 7 p.m. This is where the women in the community gather to exchange ideas, to have ceremony, and to relax in each other's presence. You can follow up with us on our Facebook and also at www.vagaro.com/serenity and soul, all three words linked together, and then /classes or services. So, what is it about the Suit of Cups that people find so fascinating? And I think really it is because deep down inside of most of us, if not all of us, we are all looking for love. But the thing is that cups address more than just love. They address the whole spectrum of emotions, from towering rage to the utter depths of despair to the absolute pinnacle of ecstasy. So we're going to go through each of these cards, but I wanted to let you know that the element for the Suit of Cups is water, and water is an amazing element in that it has a very fluid quality. It often takes on the shape of the container in which it resides. So if you look at the Grand Canyon and the river that ran through it and eroded it away, you can see how water sort of takes on the shape of the thing that it is in, but yet it is an incredibly powerful force and can actually create these amazing geological formations. So water is a yin energy. That means that it's receptive. Passive is not the word, receptive. All right, and receptive means that they are in a position to receive, and usually cups provide a conduit through which energy can move appropriately. So we are the vessels of our emotions, and therefore we are the cups. And all of our emotions move through us and express themselves in the way that our container is wired. So this makes the Suit of Cups very important to self-development, and these are cards that you should pay attention to when they come up in your daily pools and in your readings. So let's start with the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, when it is in positive relationship to all the other cards, and I'm starting to move away from sort of the reversed position, though the reverse position could be a negative. It sometimes can be a positive depending on the cards around it, but the positive keywords for this are emotions, breakthrough, and heart-centered beginnings, things that are emergent for the heart. In the negative connotation, if it's in a negative placement, it could be that we are experiencing some type of manipulation or apathy or stagnation. So, Ace of Cups. The Two of Cups, this in positive aspect is cooperation, relationship, and courtship. So this is the card. If you're looking for the love card, this is the love card. In its negative attributes, it could be power imbalance, cruelty, and even narcissism, all right? Because if you see here two people, if you turn that upside down, one person is more important than the other, and it could indicate narcissistic tendencies. Three of Cups is celebration, woohoo, friendship, healing, all of those wonderful things that you do with the people that you care about most, your family. And then our negative connotations are hedonism, escapism, and addiction. So sometimes when I see this card, especially if it's in a negative aspect to the other cards, it could indicate that somebody is sipping a little too hard on the cup. And that means that they probably need to get themselves some help because it is considered an illness. So there's that card. Then we have the Four of Cups, and this in a positive aspect is introspection, contemplation, self-awareness. Okay, so this is a card that maybe an introvert takes. I got to regroup, I got to assess everything, I got to process it. But in negative connotation, it's apathy, procrastination, and avoidance. So interestingly enough, it sounds like the ADHD card, because, or the introvert card too, because these are some of the things that we're really good at and also things that we're challenged by. But that's the Four of Cups. Five of Cups in its positive aspect. Does that look like a positive card? Well, I always say, look at the two full cups behind you. So it can be an unexpected loss. It's not something that you created for yourself. There's grief and there's trauma, right? So these are things in a positive sense because they are not things that are caused necessarily by bad things so much as just life happening, like an elderly parent dies. Yes, that can be a loss and a grief, but in this situation, it's usually something you see coming, and it's not anything you can avoid, and it's certainly not anything that you created. In its negative aspect, it can be indolence, which is a very specific type of self-pity. So I put self-pity here as well. Very specific type of self-pity. It's almost paralyzing. But it's just this deep down, poor me. I mean, I can't catch a break. And also martyrdom, all right, where we sacrifice ourselves, our needs, our wants, our emotional well-being so that we can overextend ourselves to prove what wonderful people we are to that one person that just won't give us their love. 6, all right, in its positive aspect, this is nostalgia. This is like childhood memories and reminiscing. It also has a connotation of innocence to it because it deals with childhood. When it's negatively aspected in the reading, it can be childhood trauma that someone is holding on to. Usually this is the type of trauma that you don't necessarily remember, but your body does. And then we also have attachments, that things we refuse to let go of, and we also have regrets. So number 7 positively is actually discipline. Now, when it shows up, it usually isn't an indication of discipline. It's an indication of temptation, which is a negative connotation. But when you overcome something like this, of seeing all of these options and applying discernment, you actually make the best choice for yourself. And it's usually delaying gratification. So if it's in a negative aspect, then it's going to be that instant gratification, not caring about the cost of casting. You're not really looking at what you're getting. You just grab everything that you can. So we have this sense of entitlement, and also it represents desires we have that are unfulfilled. All right, so 8 of Cups. In a positive aspect, this is boundaries. This is us saying, if you do this, I'm going to do that. And sometimes it's picking up and leaving. We also have detachment and the idea of emotional maturity and saying, oh, this has run its course, and instead of holding on to it really tightly, I'm going to let it go and I'm going to move on. Now, in a negative aspect, this is abandonment issues, or it could be that avoidant attachment style that everybody's talking about. What a buzzword. Disloyalty, and it could even mean self-betrayal. Okay, so the Eight of Cups is not a happy card per se, because who likes to set boundaries and have to enforce them? Man, that makes you a lousy person, doesn't it? No, really, it doesn't. But it's not an easy job. All right, so we've got the Nine of Cups. And my mom always used to say when this card came up, she would say, oh, be careful what you wish for. Now, that's the negative connotation, right? So it all depends on what the cards are around it. The positive connotation is this is, manifestation, good luck, satisfaction, right? Right? A wish has been granted. All right. But then on the negative side, there's a smugness, a grandiosity. It could indicate gambling as well. The Ten of Cups, positive. This is fulfillment, abundance, prosperity. Okay, this goes beyond dreams being realized. This is like the manifestation of a pattern of consistent abundance. But in its negative connotation, if it's surrounded by negative cards, it could mean quarrels, discord, backbiting, infighting, and, well, just chronic dissatisfaction. Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups has a positive connotation of being, it's imagination, all right? Being able to go deeply into your imagination. These are messages that come from spirit. And also, it's creativity, because when you apply emotion to any thought that you have, it actually acts like a fuel to the thought, which makes it manifest faster. So the negative aspect of this card is delusion. All right. So imagination is when we know that we are imagining it. And delusion is when we forget that our imagination is imagining. So delusion can be something that sort of leads us astray and makes us act on actualities that aren't actually in existence. Now, the Knight of Cups represents Cancer, or cardinal. Whoa, this is bright. Huh? So it's cardinal energy, the astrological sign Cancer, and it represents inspiration. So here is someone there bringing you inspiration, or spirit is bringing you messages of inspiration. All right, this could also be like an offer of love if it's in the right context, but it doesn't always mean that. It could just be that you've gotten some kind of inspiration and are ready to move forward with it. However, on the negative side, if you see it upside down or surrounded by bad cards, it could mean that this person is overreactive. Now, I don't mean overreacting. I mean that their sympathetic nervous system is more than likely revved up, and it needs to be dialed back, and they become overreactive because of the emotional sort of overload. So that's what this card can mean. Now here is the Queen. The Queen is mutable water, and that means that she is Pisces. And Pisces is the psychic, the one who relies on their intuition. So this card generally is a call to be intuitive, or to listen to your intuition, to get in touch with that deep knowing inside of you. But then you also have to watch out for certain tendencies with the Queen of Cups. This is a very manipulative energy if it is turned to less than the loftiest of intentions. And then finally, we have the King of Cups. Okay, and the King of Cups is Another card of Temperance when it's in its positive aspect. This is someone who is emotionally regulated and emotionally mature. It could be you, it could be somebody in your environment, but this is also Scorpio. This is fixed water. And so just as they can be so incredibly balanced and regulated, if it's not in positive aspect, this could be the self-sabotage, the stinging the self, the stinging of others, this vindictiveness. So the king, when it's not in positive aspect, can represent that vindictive behavior of Scorpio. So that's the cards in the suit of cups for today. Thank you for attending the Tarot Share. We do meet in person after the lives, and we do a one-card reading, and we also swap readings with each other so that you can get your practice in. And we're really, really clear about the fact, bring your books, bring your decks. We don't care if you read out of the book. We just want you to learn. So if you would like to join a community of people who are learning the tarot and enjoying it as they go and making new friends, come on down to 400 North Center Street in Westminster, Maryland, to Serenity and Soul Retail and Retreat. We are here every first and third Tuesday of the month from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Also, I want to let everybody know that if you are a facilitator in a community, I am going to be helping to facilitate a retreat in Lottsburg, Virginia, July 12th through the 14th, where you will learn how to create guided meditations, healing circles, and healing shares, and also how to create something like a tarot share. These are effective tools to bring community together, and you can use these tools in ways that allow you to achieve your mission in community. So you can go to my Facebook page at Io Kirkwood 5D, or you can go to, I'm trying to think, it's Realize Meditation. I believe that they have it up as well. And then we also put an ad in with Pathways Magazine. So have a look out, or you can drop a comment below and I will be happy to share the information about the retreat with you. So have a wonderful, wonderful next couple of weeks. Enjoy the summer weather. If you have metaphysical supply needs, certainly come see us, and we look forward to meeting you. Namaste.